Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to do some homemade biscuits, cat head biscuits. You know why we call them cat head biscuits here in the South? Because you see a cat head, none of them are all identical the same size, right? And then they got little nicks on them where they've been in a fight and they got their little ear clipped or something. So when you make homemade biscuits, they're not going to come out perfect like some of the canned biscuits that are machine stamped, but they're going to be dadgum good. And I know that somebody's saying, I can't make a biscuit for squat. My question is, why not? Three very simple ingredients we're going to use today. We're going to use some self-rising flour. Now, I'm going to stop. These people are not a sponsor, but if you ain't got Lily White in your place, I'm sorry. These people been milling this stuff since the 1800s right up the street in Tennessee in the heart of Dixie. And next we're gonna have some buttermilk, and then we're gonna have some butter, and it's just that simple. We're gonna put this together for you real quick. Now, you don't have to do this step here. I always like to do it. I'm gonna sift this into my bowl here. All right, so now we've got our flour sifted there. You see we don't have any clumps or anything in that right now. The next step we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our butter in. Now what I do is I take unsalted butter, again, because I'm using self-rising flour, so it already has the salt added in, so you don't want to add extra with your butter. I put this in the freezer for about 30 minutes before I'm ready to make my biscuits. And then I just take it on my food grater. Gently shake this out. Oh, we got a butter ball. It ain't a turkey, but it's a bunch of good butter, right? To cut this in, I'm simply just gonna take this little shredded butter like this, and I'm gonna try to put it all throughout. There's some in there. All I'm gonna do is take a fork now, and I'm just gonna cut that in like this. And you'll kind of see here, as I'm stirring this in, it kind of makes little clumps, and that's okay. That's what we're wanting it to do. We're wanting it to adhere to the flour and make some good old butterball clumps. Some butter bombs, I guess is what we'll call them, right? All right, now we got all of our butter cut in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right in the center here and just make me a little well right there. And I'm gonna put the buttermilk right there in the center, okay? It's 1 cup of buttermilk. You had 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1 cup of buttermilk, and 1 complete stick of unsalted butter. Now, important in your biscuits, you don't want to overwork your dough. That's where a lot of people go wrong. You just simply overwork the dough. So starting here, I'm going to do 15 stirs. Now you kind of see here how it's kind of pulled off from the sides there. That's really what you want with your dough. You don't want it all stuck to the sides of it. You want to be able to work it there. And we're going to take it right here. I'm going to put her down right there inside. I'm going to get this piece now. All I'm trying to do right now is I just want to work this down into a flatter piece, okay? But I can come in here and roll this thing one time with my rolling pin, okay? You see I got me a little short mini rolling pin. 2 reasons. Number 1, if wife hits me with it, it doesn't hurt quite as bad. And number 2, it's just easier to work onto a pan like this, okay? Now, how do we make layers for a biscuit? Okay, here's what makes your layers right here. I'm gonna take this right here and I'm gonna fold that over in half, okay? So I got that. I want to try to keep it about, you know, the same height there, because as you're cutting your biscuits, you don't want a bunch of real thin biscuits and a lot of real thick biscuits, okay? All right, so that was 1 fold. I'm gonna go. We folded it 5 times. We ready, set, go. I'm gonna take my little biscuit cutting ring. I'm gonna place it straight down on that biscuit like that. Then I'm gonna pick him up. In a perfect world, he comes out just like that. I shake him loose there. Woo, look at that cat head biscuit. I can almost eat the thing right now. I see the butter in it. That's looking good. I'm gonna get the oven going and we'll be showing you some beautiful biscuits here shortly. As I cooked the biscuits in my convection oven back here in the man cave, I had it at 425. You want to cook your biscuits usually anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes or until you see where they're good and brown. That's the main indicator that your biscuits are done, when they're good and brown. If they're brown on the top like this, then they'll be brown on the bottom as well. And we're going to set those over there. We're going to cut us up a little steak and some sausage, and we're going to have a great day. Easy made biscuits.